Council meeting for Wednesday, April 27th to order. At this time, whatever your concerns are, we'll have a moment of silence to think about a lot of things that are going on. So, thank you. If Alderman Condon would please lead us all in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. Thank you, Alderman Condon. Brian Krupp, our Deputy City Clerk, please call the roll for tonight.
Dunn.
Here.
Kelly.
Here.
McGinnis.
Here.
Lee. Grip. Condon.
Here.
Cornett.
Here.
Dickman.
Yes.
Jobson.
Here.
And Ortez.
Here.
8 present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Krupp. Yep. So we might adjust here a second, but that's all right. All right, so good evening, everyone. Again, as we begin the meeting of the City Council, I'd like to again welcome everybody in attendance and anybody who's viewing on any particular electronic device. We respectfully welcome your comments and opinions, but please keep in mind that as you share your thoughts, you're sharing them with all your fellow Davenporters and anybody throughout the region. We're happy you're participating in your government, and we ask that your participation please reflect the common desire we share and ask to make Davenport a better place for everyone. As we just heard, if you have your cell phone, if you just please put it on silent or turn it off, just simply so that it doesn't get in the way of anybody talking. That's all. If you want to address the council when it's time, at public business at the end, please come to the podium. The microphone is right above you. If you would please keep your notes to 5 minutes, and please address us as one body, not as any individual. We'll be respectful of you. Please be respectful of us. Thank you. Will an alderman please move approval of the City Council meeting minutes for April 13th?
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Any city administrator update, Ms. Spiegel?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Next item, will an alderman please move approval of the report of the Committee of the Whole for April 20th?
So moved.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Very good. We have one appointment and 3 proclamations. The appointment is to the Civil Service Commission. Barbara Robinson Lagarde is a new appointment. I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
Second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Thank you for your continued service. We appreciate that. 3 proclamations: National Building Safety Month, National Compost Awareness Week, and CDBG Week. First is National Building Safety Month, and Alderman Jobson, please, will read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm pleased to read the City of Davenport, Iowa proclamation. Whereas the City of Davenport has adopted modern building codes to protect our community from hazards, promote public health and safety, and encourage the growth, strength, and resilience of our homes, buildings, and infrastructure. And whereas building codes mitigate risk and promote sustainable construction, energy, and water conservation. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of our buildings is achieved through the sound practices employed by code enforcement and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, and others in the construction industry to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas community dedication to code-compliant construction assures us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our city's prosperity. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who enforce codes is influenced by the community's understanding of the work they perform, and now, therefore, we, Mayor Mike Mattson and the Davenport City Council, do hereby proclaim May 1st through May 31st, 2022 as Building Safety Month, and encourage all citizens, developers, and property owners to recognize both the importance of service codes as well as the dedication of the essential code officials that devote themselves daily to protecting lives and properties throughout our community. Dated this 27th day of April 2022. I move the proclamation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Sorry, we have Rich Oswalt, Director of Development and Neighborhood Services, to accept the proclamation.
problem. Thank you.
Just want to thank Mr. Mayor and Council for your support with building code, and also takes a team, so fire, PD, and all the public works to accomplish that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderman Jobson. The next one is National Compost Awareness Week. Alderman Ortiz, if you'd be kind enough to read that, please.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. All right, City of Davenport, Iowa, proclamation. Whereas the Composting Council Research and Education Foundation declared the first week of May as the annual International Compost Awareness Week. And whereas recognizing the benefits and values of composting, the City of Davenport demonstrated vision, stewardship, and leadership by constructing and making operational the Davenport Compost Facility in 1995. And whereas converting organic waste into a beneficial product known as compost, the city can extend the life of our local landfill and provide access to nutrient-rich, 100% natural soil amendment products to our community. And whereas composting is a way of returning organic resources to the soil, reducing erosion and non-point source water pollution, conserving water, reducing climate impacts by improving sequestration of carbon in soils, and is a proven method of decreasing erosion and dependence on chemical fertilizers. And whereas the City of Davenport celebrates the Davenport Compost Facility, soil conservation stewards, property owners, landscapers, farmers, recyclers, public workers, composters, gardeners, and plant growers everywhere for their effort to improve local soils and waterways through the use of compost and compost products. And now therefore, we, Mayor Mike Mattson and the Davenport City Council, do hereby proclaim May 1st through May 7th, 2022 as Compost Awareness Week, and encourage all citizens, property owners, land management, and maintenance agencies to become familiar with the benefits of using compost products to improve soils, lawns, and gardens of all types, dated this 27th day of April, 2022. Do I have a motion? All in favor? Signal. All opposed?
Thank you. Right, thank you. So as he mentioned, it's the 27th year at the compost facility. We'd encourage you all, if you haven't had a chance to visit, please let us know. If you want to make a visit to buy material and have a tour while you're there, we'd be happy to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderman Ortiz. The next one is CDBG Week, and Alderwoman McGinnis, be kind enough to read this, please. Alderwoman McGinnis.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's the City of Davenport proclamation. Whereas the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development implemented the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG program in 1974 to allocate annual funding and flexibility to local communities in an effort to provide safe and affordable housing, as well as suitable living environments and economic opportunities to working families. And whereas the Home Investment Partnerships HOME program, implemented in 1990, also provides funding to local communities in an effort to create safe, affordable housing opportunities. And whereas the City of Davenport recognizes that CDBG and home-funded programs and projects are successful because of the partnerships and collaboration with residents, businesses, and community organizations. And whereas over the past 3 years, our community has received a total of $4,720,259 in CDBG funds and has funded a variety of projects such as rental assistance, down payment assistance, infrastructure improvements, and housing rehabilitation directly benefiting our citizens and neighborhoods. And now, therefore, we, Mayor Mike Mattson, and the Davenport City Council recognize April 11th through 15th, 2022 as National Community Development Week. in support of these two valuable programs that have made tremendous contributions to the viability of the housing stock, public services, and economic vitality of our community. Dated this 27th day of April 2022. I move the proclamation. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. And Bruce Berger will be meeting you down front.
Mayor and council, thank you very much for this. Alderman Grip just mentioned last week, we had a great tour. Got to see a lot of cool things. And there's a lot of infrastructure projects going on right this week, actually starting. So it is really a team effort with property owners and nonprofits and city staff alike, and a lot of different departments, park staff as well. We did a lot of COVID stuff with some of the funding here in the last year. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So a highlight for many times on city council for both the council folks and the audience, we get to bring in some first responders, some public safety folks, and tonight we're honored to, and I'm honored to swear in 5 new police officers. So Major Bladel, I'll meet you at the podium.
So thank you, Your Honor, and elected officials. Jeff Bladel, your Assistant Chief. On behalf of Paul Sikorsky and all the men of the Davenport Police Department, I am very honored to have the opportunity to swear in 5 of our new officers. Our new officers will be joining the ranks of our professional police staff. We just went through an accreditation period, so we have a very professional staff, a very qualified staff, but we can't do that without your support. So one of the things I do want to emphasize is that it takes a whole city and a community to have the professional and fantastic police department we have. So to our elected officials, we want to thank you. To our city administration, the city administration, what keeps us equipped, keeps us trained, keeps us at that high level of professionalism, as well as our community members and the family. The families are the most important thing that keeps this support group going. It is a very challenging profession, but you're coming to a fantastic city if you're not from, and as you guys will see, we have a lot that are actually from our city. So we welcome you as family, and everybody's eager, so we'll get this going. So the first one is Police Officer Daniel Hilton. So Daniel Hilton was born and raised in Davenport, Iowa. In 2008, Dan enlisted in the United States Army, where he served 4 years active duty, including a 1-year deployment to Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom. In 2012, Dan returned to Davenport as an Army reservist and continues to serve as a medical sergeant for the 339th Military Police Company. Dan was hired by the Davenport Fire Department in 2014, serving 7 years as a firefighter. He left the fire department in 2021 to become a Davenport police officer. While attending the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy, Dan was appointed captain of the class. Dan has 4 children, and his spouse, Marlena, will be pinning his badge.
I, Daniel Paul Hilton, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of a police officer
discharge all of the duties of a police officer
of the City of Davenport,
of the City of Davenport,
County of Scott,
County of Scott,
State of Iowa,
State of Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
You're a police officer.
I don't have to.
No, just push it in there.
Perfect. There you go. And then we'll do it.
You want me to?
Yeah, please.
Oh.
Police Officer Stephen Anderson. Stephen Anderson grew up in Bennett, Iowa. He graduated from Bennett High School in 1999. Stephen received his associate's degree from Muscatine Community College in 2002. He served the community of Bennett as a volunteer fireman for 10 years. Stephen enjoys hunting, fishing, and spending time outdoors. While attending the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy, Stephen was appointed sergeant of the class. Stephen and his spouse, Robin, have 3 daughters. Robin will be pinning his badge.
I state your name.
I, Stephen Anderson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of a police officer
discharge all the duties of a police officer
of the City of Davenport,
of the City of Davenport,
County of Scott,
County of Scott,
State of Iowa,
State of Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by
You're a
law.
police officer.
All right,
Police Officer Marcus Terry. Marcus Terry grew up in Davenport, Iowa, and graduated from Central High School in 2004. After high school, Marcus coached football and basketball for Central High School and its youth program. He also coached Central's strength and conditioning program for all sports. Marcus joined the United States Army and was stationed in Fort Drum, New York, where he was a member of the 10th Mountain Light Infantry Division prior to becoming a Davenport police officer. His nephew, Ramsey, will be pinning his badge.
If you want to stand while we do this, that's okay. I state your name.
I, Marcus Ellenberry,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of a police officer
discharge all the duties of a police officer
of the City of Davenport,
in the City of Davenport,
County of Scott,
County of Scott,
State of Iowa,
State of Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
You're a police officer.
Well done. Police Officer Michael Hogan. Mike Hogan is originally from Chicago, Illinois. He received a bachelor's degree in psychology and public relations from Marquette University in 2013. Since graduation, Mike has worked for several hospitality companies in both operations and social media capacities. He's eager to start his career serving his community as a Davenport police officer. Mike's spouse, Nicole, will be pinning his badge.
I state your name.
I, Mike Hogan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
to
to the best of my ability,
the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of a police officer
discharge all the duties of a police officer
of the City of Davenport,
of the City of Davenport,
County of Scott,
County of Scott,
State of Iowa,
State of Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
You're a police officer.
I
Police Officer Ryan Welzenbach. Ryan grew up in Davenport, Iowa, and graduated from North Scott High School in 2010. In 2012, Ryan joined the Iowa Army National Guard as an infantryman. Ooh. He served for the past 10 years, earning the rank of sergeant. Ryan plans to continue his service to retirement. Ryan has always aspired to be a police officer and is excited to start his career. His spouse, Lindsay, resides in Davenport, and Ryan's mother, Beth, will be pinning his badge.
I, Ryan Thomas Welzenbach,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of a police officer
discharge all the duties of a police officer
of the City of Davenport,
of the City of Davenport,
County of Scott,
County of Scott,
State of Iowa,
State of Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
You're a police officer.
Thank you. You have their cheaters on?
Wonders for women. So these officers just graduated from ILEA after 16 weeks of training. In the next week and a half or two, they'll be joining our field training program for another 20 weeks of training. But again, I can't stress enough, we can't do this job without the support from our community, without the support from our council. We appreciate all you guys do for our agency each and every day. And we appreciate the family members and everybody here in support of this. So thank you.
So thank you for the new officers for wanting to work for Davenport. Thank you to our entire police department, their families. We love you. We wish you the best. Now we'll pause if some of the families want to go. You're welcome to stay, but you know. Well then. Thought the kids would stay, but. All right, thank you, everyone. So next item is petitions and communications from mayor and council. I just have one, want to draw attention and remembrance of tomorrow, 28 April, is National Commemorative Day for Injured and Past Workers on the Job. So Worker Safety Remembrance Day, many people, many workers do a lot of work for all their communities everywhere they are. And it's just a day to pause and remember the folks that either got injured or passed as workers working for their respective cities, counties, or whatever. So just wanted to draw that attention that that's tomorrow. Anyone else? Alderwoman McGinnis.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a couple of exciting events to talk about. First of all, on Saturday, May 7th at 1 p.m., there will be for first and third ward, but if you want to be an honorary first or third warder, that's fine. A sneak peek tour of the Pine Knoll apartments. I think they're being called Ailes Apartments. This is the old Pine Knoll Sanitarium location that is now at 2504 Telegraph that's being converted to senior apartments. This is not an accessible site yet. The elevator will not be operational, just to let folks know. But it's exciting to see this addition to, and this availability of new housing, and it is over in First Ward, bordering Third. So if you can join us on Saturday, May 7th, starting at 1 p.m. Join us there. And then on Sunday, May 15th, from 12 to 4, there will be a tour of the historic John Hiller building at 316 Gaines. May is National Historic Preservation Month. This is the oldest, except for St. Anthony's, stone building in downtown Davenport. The first part of it was built before the bridge, the first bridge across the Mississippi. The man who built it helped build that bridge. It has been nuisance abated for a number of years. It will be restored, and this is a pre-restoration tour, and it is free. You can kind of take a look inside a building that probably a lot of people have never been in, kind of hear some of the challenges that are being faced and the plans for it. So that's Sunday, May 15th, 12 to 4, and that's the John Hiller Building at 316 Gaines. So I hope you can join us for one of those tours. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman McGinnis. Anyone else? Very good. I just want to have an alibi. I want to say thanks to everybody, many folks at this dais, many people sitting out here, many of our staff, but especially Mr. Krupp, Mr. Aarons, and our Public Works Department for this weekend, working all over the river, working all over the town, picking up stuff, trash, doing mulch, all kinds of work to help make the city better and beautiful. So thank you for everybody. I think there was hundreds of people that did this. So that's a hat off to this community. So seeing no one else, we'll move on then. Okay, individual approval of items on the discussion agenda. There's one. I'll read. Motion approving the following noise variance request for an outdoor event on the listed date and times. Azteca 1, Cinco de Mayo event, 4811 North Brady Street, 4 to 10 p.m., Wednesday, May 4th to Friday, May 6th. Outdoor music band over 50 dBA. Is there any public with comment? Very good. Will an alderman please move the motion? And there's a second. Any discussion? Alderman Jobson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just for our city clerk, Brian Krupp, I know you sent out some communication, but just for the public, did everything get all I's dotted, T's crossed?
Yes, so I did reach out to Tooth and Nail and spoke to somebody, and they did in fact go, Azteca did in fact go and talk to them, and then Abbey Carpet Gallery called me back today, and they did speak to them as well. So I believe they did their due diligence and notified everyone.
Thank you for sharing that information.
Very good. Alderman Johnson, anyone else? Okay, Brian, please call the roll on this one discussion item.
Jobson?
Yes.
Cornett?
Yes.
Dickman?
Yes.
Dunn?
Yes.
McGinnis?
Yes.
Condon?
Yes.
Ortez?
Yes.
And Kelly.
Yes.
8 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. That motion passes. Now we'll move, is there a motion for all approval of all items on the consent agenda? There's a motion, a second, but I understand there's an alderman who would like to take an item off consent for discussion. I think that's Alderman Dunn. Alderman Dunn?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to take off the second consideration of Pat Finley to rezone property located south of Telegraph Road, east of South Utah Avenue, 9.15 acre parcel from SAG Agriculture District to R1 Single Family Residential. And first of all, I want to thank the petitioner for bringing this kind of development to the west side of Davenport. We don't often see a lot of this going on, and it's really nice to see this move forward. But I'm going to ask that we suspend the rules so we can pass this on second consideration, because I know he's trying to get going on this project, and it went through plan and zone 10-0. There's been no opposition. And anybody that's tried to do any construction right now knows 2 weeks is a premium of getting construction material and concrete. And I would like to ask that we pass this on second consideration. So I will make that motion.
Okay. There's a motion and second to pass, but I'll get to that in a second because we have to do second consideration first. But is there any other discussion for second consideration? Okay, so we'll do that first, then I'll ask for suspension. So, Brian, please call the roll for second consideration.
Ortez?
Yes.
Cornett?
Yes.
Dunn?
Yes.
Condon?
Yes.
McGinnis?
Yes.
Jobson?
Yes.
Dickman?
Yes.
And Kelly.
Yes.
8 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. Then now we move to third consideration, and there was a request to suspend the rules, so I'll ask for a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Second. Motion and second to suspend the rules. Brian, please call the roll for suspension of the rules.
Condon?
Yes.
Jobson?
Yes.
Dickman?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Cornett,
Yes.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
and Ortez.
Yes.
8 yeses, Your Honor.
Eight's a good number. All right, now we're at third consideration. Is there a motion for passage of third consideration? Motion is second. Roll call, please, Mr. Krupp.
Ortez,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Jobson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Condon,
Yes.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Dickman,
Yes.
and Cornett.
Yes.
8 yeses, Your Honor.
Okay, that specific one passes. Now we're back to consent. So now, Brian, please call the roll for consent agenda, all items.
Kelly,
Yes.
Jobson,
Yes.
Ortez,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Condon,
Yes.
Cornett, McGinnis,
Yes.
and Dickman.
Yes.
8 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. The consent is approved. Now we'll move to the next item. Are there any other ordinances, motions, or resolutions? There are none for this evening. Is there any public with business? If there is, again, just a reminder, please come to the podium. The microphone's above you. You'll have 5 minutes and any discussion item other than what was on the agenda already. Thank you.
Ron Swinner, second word. I was honored, asked to run last election. I didn't win, that's fine. I did it for one reason. I want a better city. I will continue that. I may have been absent the last few months, but there's reasons. It'll come out soon enough. I'm not going anywhere. This is the city I grew up. This is the city I love. But we still got a long way to go, and we're getting there. It's a great city. We have wonderful people. I'm very proud of the 5 officers that were sworn in by this council. I would have loved to have seen 10, but hey, five's a great number. You know, we spent $1 million air conditioning skyboxes. We're going to spend millions changing one-ways. We spent millions already on our department, but I think we need to give them a little more, guys. They're doing a wonderful job. They're doing a job nobody wants. They're doing a great service. As this council and the city is wonderfully, we're nationally accredited in multiple departments, but even nationally accredited, we can be better. And that's where we're going, but the shootings, the other incidents, related, gun-related, we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. Our department needs a few more resources, guys. We can spend $1 million to air-conditioned skyboxes and an amenity. Let's come up with $1 million for the police department. Let's make our citizens smile. You know, how many is going to use the skyboxes? How many use the police department? Food for thought. Our administrator and this council have done wonderfully in a lot of issues. I'm going to push for a little more in the weeks to come, the months to come. I'm not going anywhere. This is my city as well as anybody else's. And I want to be more proud of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, please come.
Hello, I'm going to address the council. My wonderful alderman, Tim Kelly. He has been very active in getting stuff straightened out for us. My name is Renee Simmons. I live on Christie Street. Hopefully I could talk for more than 1 minute. Okay. Well, we have some issues on Christie Street. One of them is parking, okay? Garbage guys can't get down the street. Snow plows can't get down the street because there's parking on both sides, okay? And so it's causing a grave issue. We have lived in our home for over 25 years, but it's my husband's parents' home. They have lived there for over close to 80 years, Ms. Kelly? Yeah, she knows them extremely well. So we have been avid, Tom Warner has worked extremely well with me in getting things straightened out. But we have some grave issues on Christie Street and in the East Village. Just want to address those issues. Again, there's multiple ones, and you guys don't have time for all of that today, this evening. But the main thing right now is the parking and the cleanup. It's filthy dirty. I go up the street, I have worked with every alderman that has been on this city council. Everybody from Bill, Barney Barnhill, I know them all, because I've worked with them all, okay, on the issues on Christie Street. But right now, today, I want to discuss the fact of the parking. We can't get, trash can't even pick up, the city can't even pick up trash. I don't know, Tori, if you're aware of that, but they have some grave issues. And I have pictures of trash that's left out there because of the fact that the city cannot come down that street. So what I am proposing is that there's parking on one side of the street, okay? And that's it. We have 3 abandoned cars that's sitting on that street because we have no policing. That was an issue that I addressed a few years back as well. And we need to really address this. And Tim and I have been coordinating back and forth and talking back and forth regularly concerning the issues. He did get some stuff cleaned up that as soon as he got into office. And one of the neighbors up the street was like, that's great. Because you could go off of Christie Street and you could not see going on Locust because the trees, their property is unattended. There's garbage everywhere. And like I said, I can go on and on. But right now, I want to address the issue of the parking. And that is that we need to have parking on one side of the street. The cops need to come out and tag those vehicles, get those vehicles off the street. So the city can come down the street and snowplow so they can pick up the trash, all of that. And I would like for you guys to see some of the things that actually happen. Tom Warner and I talk, a lot because I like to buy the property so I can keep it clean. So there's abandoned property and Tom's very well aware of that. And I'm like, okay, there's abandoned homes. We need to get those torn down because there's trees in the middle of the roof. Tim and I have looked at that. And there's property, companies that buy abandoned property and they don't maintain it. So the neighbors there and the residents there have to deal with that. And I'm getting tired of it. I'm 57 years old. It's hard for me to keep trucking up the hill. And the COVID weight and all. But I just want to let you guys see this.
So ma'am, please stay here. No.
Okay.
We're happy to have you continue to work with your.
But if someone can come and get it, that's fine. I can talk to Corey about that later, but this is some of the trash that's outside. Because the garbage guys couldn't pick it up because the cars are so locked up in there on both sides that they can't get down. They can't get down the street. So it's become a grave issue. This is trash, people, and it is going everywhere, okay? And so we need to, like I said, you guys need to do something about parking on one side of the street because that'll allow the city to get at least down the street, picking up the trash, and it's not blowing everywhere, okay? So that's for today. Next Wednesday, there will be another thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Very good. Seeing no other one. So we're not going to adjourn. We're going to go to executive session. So I'll need an alderman to please move and second for us to go into executive session to discuss strategy with counsel in matters involving litigation pursuant to Iowa Code Section 21.5, parentheses 1, parentheses C. Is there a motion and a second to go into executive session? Second. Motion and a second. Brian, please call the roll to go into executive session. And just before the roll, please, so everybody knows, if it's approved, we will adjourn from our executive session and we will not return here. Brian, please.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Dickman,
Yes.
Jobson,
Yes.
Cornett, Dunn,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Ortez,
Yes.
and Condon.
Yes.
Okay, 8 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. We'll go to executive session. I'll ask council folks to use your restroom quick and move to our respective spot.